Please rise. Focus on the journey, not the destination. Joy is found not in finishing an activity, but in doing it. Jai Hind and a very good morning to our guest, Mr. Abhishek Kore, all the faculty members and my dear friends. I'm Imansha, MC for today's session. Welcome you all to the orientation program of Batch 23-25. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome our guest, Mr. Abhishek Kore. Now, I take this opportunity to introduce Mr. Abhishek Kore. Sir, may I have your permission to proceed? Thank you, sir. Sir is an alumnus of Batch 2009-2011 of IIEBM. Sir is FinOps Manager with Amazon, leadership trainer, having experienced people manager with a passion of creating positive organizational cultures and drive business success. Sir has demonstrated good track record of leading high-performance teams, developing interpersonal HR policies and fostering collaboration. Sir is an expert trainer with a decade of experience in brand management, sculpting leaders and trainers, making them professional in the industry-specific LOBs. Sir is skilled in strategic planning, change management, and performance optimization. Sir is committed to continuous learning and professional growth. A Kaizen expert with an extensive experience in driving continuous improvement and professional excellence in various industries. Sir is an expert in deploying Lean and Six Sigma methodology in streamlined processes, reduce waste, and improve productivity. Now, I request Sir to please guide the batch with his word of wisdom. Over to you, sir.
All the way at the back. Excellent. So, good morning, everyone.
Good morning, sir.
How are you doing today?
Great, sir.
Excellent. So, thank you once again for that very kind introduction. I did not come here today with any presentation or slides to show you guys. I just wanted to talk, interact, try to get the pulse of what is your understanding of the industry and what I can impart from my end so that you guys know where are you headed and what to expect once you head out of these four walls. I think there's quite a few sessions that have already happened with alumni, with guest visitors, faculties. I think it's very hard to take away everything that is given, isn't it? There's so much that is said, but if only 1% of it perforates into you and you take it out of this room, I think that is enough to create a difference when you're out there. How many of you are coming here for your postgrads after having any sort of an experience in the industry? Not bad, quite a few hands raised. Can one of you tell me why you chose to come back to education after working somewhere? Anyone? Go for it. Can the lady get a mic, please? There's one here. You can just cascade it along. And I hate monologues. So guys, please, let's bounce off ideas off of each other and let's talk to each other. Yes?
Yes, sir.
Didn't hear that?
Yes, sir.
More like IIEBM now. Please, go ahead.
Jai Hind, sir. My name is Mansi Saraf.
Yeah.
As per me, as I have gained experience in digital marketing, as per the culture, I learned many things, and I get the clarity. Should I go to marketing or should I change the stream which I pursued in my undergraduates? And I got the idea of corporate life, and secondly, how to behave there, the punctuality, and that what they need from us. What are my weakness I get from there. So that will help in choosing my streams in MBA and polishing myself as per them, corporate world.
Fair enough. Anyone else want to take a shot? My guy over here. I think this works.
Jain sir,
Yeah.
Nikunj Raj Singh here.
Yeah.
Sir, actually I was working previously in Desani XR, which was I was dealing through AR and VR technologies. So what there I learned about punctuality first thing. Second thing about upcoming technologies so that we can means revise ourselves according to upcoming technologies. And third was that I was means I am a guy who doesn't prefer only in office work. Actually, in IT industry, we know that only means around 9 to 5 culture is there. So I love to interact with peoples. I love to move to grounds levels and ask them for anything if they needed. So that was choose for this MBA, and I want to pursue my career in supply chain too.
Fair enough. So I think in both instances you saw how there were some gaps that you yourself identified which you wanted to fill in, and that is exactly what brought you here. And I think you tell me, you can please be seated, thank you. I think you can now tell me who has the upper hand in the industry. The ones with experience and then came back to education, and then the ones who chose education first and then are headed to go to the industry. No matter what your answer is, you guys are on the same platform, believe me. It does not make a difference. The whole point is, you made that choice to come here. You made that choice to upskill yourself. You made that choice to put another feather in your cap. And that choice is going to make sure that you end up somewhere better than where you were yesterday. Right? So I want to applaud each and every one of you for choosing this line, coming to this very college, coming to this very city, because now I think you are ready to take responsibility of your own career in your own hands and not relying about the choices of other people to throw you wherever they want to throw you. Right? So, there's one interesting topic I came across quite a few years back, I would say. And this was pre-pandemic, and then the pandemic hit, and then the industry changed forever. Something very important has come into all of our lives very recently. It's called AI. Can anybody tell me what is AI? Artificial intelligence? What does it do? What is artificial intelligence? Yeah?
Sir, it answers all those questions which we can't human write it easily.
Cool. It does the complicated tasks for humans easily by itself. One. What else?
Sir,
Yeah? Yep. More or less the same. What else? Yeah?
it automates the repetitive work.
There you go. Automation of repetitive manual inputs. Good point. What else? What else does AI do? What else is AI capable of? Yes.
So it makes easy complex. So complex works get easy with AI.
How do you mean?
Likewise, someone who don't know how to write initially the blogs and all, then he can use the appropriate prompts and get a blog easily, so that he could get into an habit. If he'll read, he'll get into an habit how to use it and what are the requisites for writing a blog or anything related to the topics.
The way I'm translating this is AI learns from us and we learn from AI, right?
Maybe.
Because we are taking its inputs and moving forward, and so does the same with us, right?
Yes.
The reason I'm harping on this point is because 80% of all the jobs that you see today, 80%, 80% of all the jobs that you see today are not going to be there in the next 5 years. So what are you going to do about it? How are you different from a machine that is able to do everything you do, like the three of us told us, even better, without manual errors, with the same kind of consistency that you cannot humanly perform? Because it's a machine. You ask it to print, it'll print. You ask it to 3D print, it'll 3D print. You ask it to do whatever you want to ask a human, it'll do it 10 times better and with consistency. How you beat that? Yeah. I'll come to you.
Jain sir, we should keep updating ourselves for upcoming technologies. And
Keep updating ourselves, yeah. Maybe continuous learning is what you're saying?
Yes, sir.
Fair enough, point taken. You, sir? Jen?
To get the right skill set of right skills and inculcate AI into that. So it will be better to work with AI.
Who gets the skills? We or the AI?
No, sir, we.
And what do we do with them?
Right set of skills which are want in the industry nowadays.
Okay, so you identify the skill set that you are needed for.
No, sir, what the future wants from us.
Interesting. I'll deliberate on that.
Okay,
Thank
sir.
you. What else? What else can you have to beat it? Yeah. I see the same hands rising again and again. I want to see some different faces. Yeah.
So they will AI will eat up regular jobs, the daily jobs which are in a market, just like a filling job or a repetitive jobs which will be we doing daily. But
Absolutely.
AI will be not in the creative hands. We have to build our skills in a creativity and a thoughts in a soft skills and the skills. Innovative mindsets will
Excellent.
get a job.
Taken. Yeah.
Thank you.
I'll come to you. Yes.
Thanks, sir. My
Jai
name
Hind.
is Shama. Sir, I think it is very true that AI is going to replace 80% of jobs in upcoming years. But what I think where artificial intelligence lacks, that is emotional intelligence,
Fair
which
enough.
we are having.
Excellent.
So if we are making some decisions where we need to apply our emotional intelligence, there artificial intelligence lacks.
That's a great answer, and that is exactly what I was looking for. But I want to hear what you also had to say. There was a hand raised over there. Was it the same point?
Yes, sir, same point.
I think you echoed them. Anybody else has anything? Yeah, please. Yep.
At the same time, it also created a job. So we need to get updated.
That's a smart perforation of what I just said, because my sentence was it will eat up 80% of the existing jobs.
Yes.
But I never said it'll eat up 80% of all jobs. It will create new industries.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
that's
That's-
absolutely right.
Yes.
And marrying that concept with the decision-making capacity of any kind of a human is what AI will always lack. What I want you guys to try and understand is I'm trying to join all the dots, and we will get there eventually by the end of this discussion, is I'm trying to make you understand that, please be seated, my friend. The jobs that you were expecting before you entered IIEBM might not be the exact jobs that you might get when you pass out. So you need to start thinking 2 years ahead of where you are today. Think about 2025, 24 for that matter. Think of what kind of a leader you want to be. This college, and me being one of the proud byproducts of it, I can say that it has a track record of throwing out great content. When I say content, great leaders. I think I got umpteen LinkedIn requests today, and I think you guys are already aware there are so many alumni out there. You can just go check their profiles out, what kind of positions they are holding, what are they doing in their lives, in their careers. Aspire to be greater than them, because what I see is immense potential. What I see is 100 plus people who have not made the mistakes we have. So learn from us. Learn from each and every person that you come across and interact with. That's what AI is doing. It's learning constantly, and so should you. The moment you stop learning, your performance is going to go lackluster. There are so many B schools out there. There are so many companies out there that hire only from the creme de la creme of the industry. You are up against that competition. Is their curriculum started? Not yet. Sorry? 1st of August? Okay. Excellent. So are you guys clear with what path you have carved in front of you, your specializations, what domain you want to have your MBAs in? Anybody who does not know yet and is still dicey on their choices? Please. What keeps you thinking, Jai Hind?
My name is Gunjan. So
Yeah.
currently, my first preference is finance, but I have internship experience of around 1.5 year in human resource as well. So I am a bit dicey that which line should I choose. But as I am clear that I don't want to go for marketing.
Why not marketing? Very curious. People in marketing are hurt, I guess. Right?
So that is my personal choice. I
Okay.
believe that although having a creative mindset, I think that I won't be able to perform to my best potential being in the marketing.
I think that's a fair enough answer. Thank you so much. So, do not choose your domain just because you think, hey, this one has more money. Hey, this one gives me some XYZ capacity of performing. Choose that domain if you are passionate about it. The moment you are passionate about it, you will outperform your peers, you will outperform your competition. Right? Because what happens is, what I see now, I work in operations most of my recent career, so to say. The rest of it has gone into training and development. And these are two such diverse industries, but one thing was always common: ruthless competition, cutthroat competition. You will have your friends, you will have your acquaintances, just like you will make friends here as well. But look at each and every one as a subtle, healthy, uplifting competition. And make sure that as long as you're passionate about what you're choosing as your domain, you will excel. Do not take your coursework lightly. Do not take your facilitator's instructions lightly. Do not take your curriculum lightly. The moment you do, you derail your career. The moment you do, you go off track. The moment you do, you become, should I say, okay, I'm going to take a step back here. Everybody goes to the market to buy fruits?
Yes, sir.
What kind of fruits do you buy? The ones that look pretty? Yeah? Fresh, ripe, ready to eat? Or the ones with has fruit flies on it? The ones with dark spots? The ones at the back? The ones that are shriveled? Don't be those fruits. It is in your hands how much you want to shine yourself up. Do not depend on just the curriculum as well. Upskill yourself, just like some of our friends said here. There are so many skills that you can learn apart from your MBA careers. Learn those. Invest your extra time in all of those things. The only way you can beat the industry which is headed towards this direction right now because of e-commerce, because of AI, because of all these nuances that have come post-pandemic, is only by making sure that you have something that your competition doesn't have. Could be anything. Right? I'll tell you my own personal story. I started off as a science student. In 7th grade, there was a movie called The X-Men. Most of you might know what it is. Yeah? I was very fascinated. And that is the reason why I took up genetic engineering as my domain. Just because I liked it from a movie and it was a fascinating subject. Post genetic engineering, I realized that, hey, there is no money. I'm going to be a lab rat in India. This entire industry is taken over by pharmaceuticals. There is no such genetic industry in India per se. And I never had plans back then to go abroad, which I ended up going anyway. But after this realization hit me, I came here. And this is where things changed. This is where it all, should I say, a catharsis happened. And I realized that apart from what I am passionately learning, I still did not have what I needed to get where I wanted to be. So I enrolled myself in Pune University for a language course. I was self-teaching myself some languages, and I thought, okay, I'm liking what I'm doing. This is easy to understand. I'm going to explore more. For me, it was languages. For you, it might be music, it might be some other passion, it might be traveling, it might be blogging, photography, it could be anything. Make sure you make your passion, you make your hobby a part of your life. That is the first lesson that I would like to tell you today. Do not rely only on your curriculum. Do not rely only on your books. They will only be able to teach you so much, but the rewiring inside your brain needs to happen on your own. And that is what a hobby does. That is what a passion does. It rewires your brain to think in a, should I say, self-critical way, wherein you criticize yourself before anybody else criticizes you. You look at your feet and see how much water is down there, whether you can swim, whether you cannot, how deep is it, am I able to do this, am I able to pull this off? If yes, good. If no, try something else. So my second lesson for today is fail fast. Develop a passion. I see some people yawning. So my apologies if I'm boring you guys, but this is something really important, which I think if I had received such kind of direction pointing when I was sitting in these very chairs, it would have helped me a lot. So take it. So what was the first point? Yeah? What was the second one that I just said? What do you mean by failing fast? Anyone wants to take a dig at it? Someone who has not yet spoken? Yeah. One sec. I'll come to you. Yeah. Yeah. Fair. Okay. Since you were the next one, I'll come. Yeah.
I think fail fast means try new things out and get the failures, and then we could explore the some ways which we should not have done in future, so that at least we find some ways we can do it further for success.
Cool. So learn from it. Fair enough. Fair enough. A minute. She was before you, so and her hands been up since a long time. Yeah.
Jai Hind sir, Saloni Yadav here. So fail fast, I think it means accept the failure that you are failing and work on it.
Fair enough. Acceptance also is important.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, you both can fight to death. anyone, please. One sec. 1 minute.
Jain sir, my name is Navdeep Kumar. Fail fast actually means like you have the courage, or rather say dare to make mistakes.
That's an interesting way of looking at it. Thank you, sir. Yeah.
Jain, sir, Anchal this side. So success is a gradual process. So in order to attain success, we must fail too many times and learn from it in order to get success easily. So
Interesting.
It's like quick failing and then getting success more closer.
That's very well put. Thank you. Yeah.
Jain sir, my name is Ashida Salone. I think that fail is first attempt in learning. So we have, when we fail first, I think we have learned something.
Absolutely. I want to go to this side of the room. I'm so sorry. Yeah. This guy. Yeah.
Jain sir, my name is Om Kharpude. I am from Mumbai. Sir, fail fast means not doing the same mistake again and again. Like if we do one mistake, we
Fair
should
enough.
learn and
Yeah.
not doing the same mistake.
Then I don't think we are humans anymore if we keep doing the same thing. One sec. You, sir. Yes. Then. Yeah.
Fail first means we have to fail first to learn something very first from that failure. In case we have to move on from that.
I think you guys are It's fail fast.
Yeah.
Yeah. One sec. Yeah.
Sir, what I think that is fail fast means the sooner you fail, you get to realize that you got failed and you try new things, and then you succeed soon. You can recognize what my target is.
Yep.
Failing fast is, I think.
Thank you. Interesting. Did you guys notice something? By listening to each other, by bouncing off these ideas, your answers became more and more refined. Interesting, right? Why? That's because nobody was wrong, everybody was right. But everybody knew there was something else that you could add to the existing input and refine it more. And that's exactly what you need to do these 2 years. Learn from each other, collaborate. When I say fail fast, explore as much as you can, because only after knowing your limits, you know where to stop. Only after knowing your limits, you know what you cannot do. Imagine you're a lifeguard, right? Imagine you're a lifeguard trying to save people on the beach, right? There's a storm. There's, let's say, 20 beachgoers who are stuck in the malevolent waves that are hitting the ocean from the shores. And you're just one person trying to save 20. The important part in that sentence is you are one person. You can only do so much that you cannot reach to all 20. But let's say to the 5 or 6 that you can, one after the other, you do it as if it was your life that was dependent on it. Attack every problem as if your life depended on it. These are big words. This is just gyan right now, which is coming from some random person standing in front of you. But believe me, in a few years, you will appreciate the fact that yes, the reason why I fought so hard to get my life somewhere, to elevate my lifestyle from where it is today to somewhere else, is why I had to attack all my problems this passionately. Make sense? Yes, think about it. Think of your grandparents. Most of our grandparents who had jobs, who had those small businesses, who were doing what they were doing, they never had MBAs. They never had PGDBMs and all the fancy degrees. Did they? Did anybody's grandpa do an MBA? Not one single hand coming up, right? They still excelled in what they did. But the world was that way back then. The need for them to earn money was basics, Maslow's hierarchy, for the ones who know about it. And for the ones who don't, you'll learn about it. Don't overload on the downloads. So basic needs is what your grandparents were struggling for. Fast forward to your parents' struggle. They were struggling for basic needs? I don't think so. They were struggling for amenities. Amenities for the environment that your grandparents had already created. Basic needs were now taken care of. So your previous generation, your parents' generation was slogging to get you all the amenities. Fast forward to your generation. Basic needs are done. Amenities are done. Your parents can afford, or your loans can afford you to be here in this hall currently. Which means there is enough money to go around for the next 2 years. You'll make do. So this generation is essentially working for what? Quality of life, yes. What else is this generation working for? Yeah?
So raising standards.
Quality of life, raising standards, more or less the same thing, yeah? Money? Bare necessities again? But that's how you reach there, right? Money is how you get quality of standards. But then money is going to be the constant. What are you going to do about it is the question. I'm going to go to him first, yeah. Image, self-actualization. Yeah? Great. Who else? Yeah? And then I'll come to you. Comfort, luxury, elevation of your standards again, yeah? Upgrading things. Skills. Self-development. Fair. Yes, sir. Independent and what again? Spendthrift. You want to be a spendthrift, my friend? That's a good aspiration to have. Yeah.
Giving
Jen.
giving our parents the things which they have not been given.
Noble, very noble. Last one.
Sir, we are currently working on innovations to finding the solution that the current society is facing.
That's for the society. What is in it for you?
So, sir, I'm kind of person who tends to solve the problems. So in my case, I'm an innovator kind of guy.
Fair enough. Again, you go into a niche that's a different discussion all again, but interesting. Thank you so much. But now that you see, guys, elevation has happened. You guys are working towards upskilling yourself, upgrading your lives. If you fail now, what's the point? You're not here to earn money for basic needs. You're not here to earn money because you want to buy some appliance in your house that is not yet there. That, okay, I'll get a job, I'm going to buy a washing machine. That's not what you're here for, are you? Right? So if you can't elevate your lifestyle, there's no point in doing what you're doing. And now connect all the dots that we've discussed so far. We live in an industry that is cutthroat. We live in an industry that is highly competitive. We live in an industry where every manual, repetitive job can be done artificially. And we are headed in an industry that is going to render you obsolete the moment you stop learning. What does that tell us? I heard something. Be updated, yes. So constant learning is what is required. Please. So when I earlier spoke about passion, about having some skill inculcated in you, and I was giving my own personal example of languages, that is how it catapulted me ahead of my competition. And then I realized one is not enough. A year went by and I realized 2 are not enough. 3 are not enough. After 14 years in the industry, and I'm very humble about the introduction that was given about me, but if I was given a chance to introduce myself, I would simply call myself a polyglot and be done with it. Because that is a skill that nobody in my industry has. As simple as that, being a polyglot. Simple. Keep it simple is my third important lesson. No matter what ideas you get, no matter what choices you make, keep it very, very simple. If it is too complicated, tomorrow, half of you are going to be entrepreneurs. More than half, even. After a while of working in the industry, mark my words, 60% of all MBAs overall, and I'm not talking about IIEBM, the entire planet, so to say, after working for a certain set of years in the industry, start something of their own. They become entrepreneurs. And the reason I am telling you to keep things simple is because when you become an entrepreneur, you will have something to do with your business. If your idea is complicated, no one's going to buy it. You cannot convince anyone if your idea is too long. The basic attention span of a human being is 20 minutes. Less even for grown-ups, adults, oldies, people who are above 50, VPs, capital investment makers. You call them people who ferment people like us and make sure we grow. Everybody watches Shark Tank. Investors, yeah. They are not going to be interested in your ideas if they are too complicated, if they are not resourceful enough. Personal recommendation, there was a movie about Mr. Kalashnikov and how he invented the AK-47. People who haven't watched it, watch it. There's a line in that movie, he says, I want my gun to do something that a hammer does. It hammers. There are no complicated mechanisms in it. All it has to do is shoot in a straight line, and that it does. And that's exactly what you need to do in life. Shoot in a straight goddamn line. Cut the things that are weighing you down. That's my next lesson. Cut the things that are weighing you down. It could be things, it could be books that you don't need, it could be people in your life. Cut them off. You don't need it. Anything that is going to come in between your happiness, your career, your future, anything that's going to be a shackle in your ankle, you don't need it. Any kind of distraction, you don't need it. Divide your life into 3 parts. 1 part work, 1 part sleep, and 1 part your own personal life, in which you have your family, your friends, your passion, your hobbies, everything else. 24 hours, divide them into 3. And you will get this formula. To each his own. You will find your own frequency of doing things your own way. And the moment you stop giving time to people you do not need, you become unavailable to everything that does not need you. Such a simple thing. Such a simple thing. Some people like cooking. How many of you like cooking? To those of you who have not raised your hands, you better start liking it. You better start liking it. I think we belong to a generation that no longer adheres to these gender roles. Yeah? You can't say like, I'm a man, I can't go in a kitchen. No, sir. Everybody can do everything. So my next point for today is, get out of gender roles. Do not think that some work is beneath me, some work is above me, some work is for a different gender. No, sir. Anything and everything can be done by anyone and everyone. The next person that's going to hire you on your campus interviews is not going to hire you based on your gender, is going to hire you based on your skills. Right? The reason I speak of cooking is because it's such a great process, and the ones who have raised your hands will definitely agree to this. The process of putting foods in your stomach does not start in the kitchen, it starts in the market. Yeah? And it doesn't end after putting food in your stomach, it ends at the dishwasher. So IIEBM essentially is a kitchen. You already have bought your fruits, your skills with you. There are going to be people who will tell you to learn to unlearn and forget about what you have. On the contrary, I would say remember what you have learned through your mistakes. Carry forward and evolve with all the knowledge that you have bought with you to IIEBM till today. Use it. Nobody is going to teach you more than your own failures. Nobody is going to teach you to course correct your path than your biggest critics. Right? So consider IIBM as that kitchen. And here is where you choose what ingredients you're going to put into the dish of your career that you're trying to create. If it is presentable, if it is edible, it will be well received. And that is how you get into the industry. Create something out of you and your own skill sets that is fungible, that is desirable, and that is acceptable by people who wish to hire you tomorrow. And be unique. That's the next important point. Be unique. You guys must have seen those videos of border collies running behind goats and sheeps, herding them into a direction. You notice the border collie, but you do not notice an individual sheep. You notice a herd, but an individual sheep never gets noticed. So you decide what you want to be. Right? I'm going to take a pause. I'm going to take a pause for some questions. Ask me anything that you think you need to know what's out there. Ask me anything that you think scares you the most about the future that you do not yet know. I'll be more than happy to answer and erase some of the fog. Yes, sir.
Jai Hind, sir.
Jai Hind.
Vishal Taylor from Gujarat. Sir, my first question
Easy,
is
breathe, my friend, breathe.
that as I want to pursue career in marketing, so sir, as the technologies have been changed, so sir, there will be any changes in future regarding to the basic definition of marketing, or that the technology is advancing day by day, so there will be some impact on that the marketing sector also.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's a great question. So, who can tell me, based on this, please sit, that's fine. Who can tell me what is marketing in one sentence? Anyone? Yeah. He did not hear you.
It's about selling yourself.
Selling yourself. Doesn't sound right. I'm going to give it to someone else. Yeah, please, ma'am. Yeah. Okay, fair. You?
So marketing is a system where the exchange of goods and services takes place.
Exchange of goods and services. Interesting. Okay, you, sir, right at the back. Really? Okay. Thank you. Still respect that. One respects.
Basically making a brand.
Making a brand. Coming closer now. See, you're refining your answers. Okay. Showcasing, branding, creating visibility. What else? Anyone? Yeah, go for it. Too many hands. Everybody is the best customer. Reaching the customer should be the answer. The one at the back. Fair. Wait a minute. You.
Marketing is promoting your product in the best way.
There you go. I think we have enough answers to answer your question. I'm going to tie all of that in and tell you that yes, because of the evolving environment, marketing also is one of the heavily affected industries today. One of the things that I want to shed light on based on his question is the industry of e-commerce. Anything and everything that can be affected digitally is affected through marketing as well. People and the brands want to reach out to their customers digitally. Previously, the marketing of any kind of a brand used to happen through brick and mortar, should I say, third parties or brick and mortar chain of events wherein you had to get into a meeting, meet your people, have a brand manager installed, make sure that he has enough leverage to upskill your brand and make it presentable to the entire market, rebrand yourself as per the competition, so on and so forth. Today, all this is already taken care of. All you have to do is identify your target customer and be a great data analyst. Marketing is all about understanding and leveraging the data that is there. I might be speaking a little foggy, but believe me, once your curriculum goes ahead, you will try and start making sense of all these things. This industry particularly is so dependent on data mining and data interpretation, that you cannot identify your target customer segment unless you have your homework prepared. And that is how marketing has changed. Previously, what the people were doing is they were following some kind of a trial and error methodology wherein they tried to explore an avenue with their products and services. If they worked, they worked. If they failed, they tried something else. Today, that is already done. Companies who have targeted data enterprises are in the industry, wherein the entire marketing industry is now dependent on such industries who store and accumulate data. And basis purchasing those data points, you go ahead with your branding strategies. So many steps in between are now cut and streamlined because of this digitalization and e-commerce. And that, my friend, is how marketing as an industry has changed entirely. So if you are into marketing, be the best data analyst that you can ever be. Sit with your data. No matter what you're trying to understand, meditate on it. Try to interpret it in the simplest of ways. Try to find out interpretations of your data, be it a graph or a Excel or whatever it is. Try to simplify it. The simpler you interpret your data, the more cathartic decision that you can take for your business or your company. Make sense? Any other question? Yeah.
Actually, I want to make my career in supply chain.
Okay.
So, sir, I want to know about its job roles that are offered and its working procedures.
Job roles for a supply chain is what you can find on Google. I can tell you what do you need to excel as a supply chain manager. You need to be a great people manager. What does that mean? Please say. What does that mean? Be it marketing, be it SCM, the more you interact with people, the more you manage people, your work manages itself. Understand, identify people. When you become a leader in supply chain, identify people who are good at what they do. There are so many pockets of skill sets. Not everybody can be jack of all trades, but you are the one at your position who needs to identify the correct person for the correct job. The moment you do that, SCM is streamlined. The moment you do that, you have given a role which is most effectively done by the right person at the right time in the right amount of period. And that is how you meet targets as well. In an industry like SCM, remember that you cannot excel on your own. You have to work with the people around you. So become a great people manager. Read on that more. Anything else? Yeah. Welcome.
What are the different roles in Amazon for the marketing and the marketing specialization? So what different roles are in Amazon?
Since this question is about Amazon, thank you so much for asking it. There's a role for everyone. The counter question is, what do you bring to the table? Amazon is omnipresent. Essentially, it is in every industry. From Prime Video to Kindle to AWS, which basically runs the entire planet, to foods, to retail, to music, to Alexa, to AI, there's everything. What are you bringing to the table is the question. What are you interested in? How can you change what you're doing by bringing in some kind of an innovation, some kind of an idea? Right? So that's the right question. And you need to explore on the answer, and that's the answer you're not going to get today. I'm just going to take a time check. 7 minutes? Cool. We have 2 more questions, I guess. Yeah, sir. There are umpteen certifications out there. ITIL, Scrum Master, Data Sciences. Explore. Apart from your generic MBAs and PGDBMs, though these are glorified and amazing degrees to have, please be seated. Thank you. Upskill yourself with these certifications. Thank you so much for asking that question. The more you are certified, on these particular courses, you become more adept at interpreting data, analyzing data, and delivering results. ITIL and Scrum Master, I think, are the most desirable ones for data analysts today. So explore more on that. That should help you a lot. You're welcome. What else? Yeah.
So sometimes failures are very overwhelming, and that creates fear in the mind of the individuals that what should I step next to? How to overcome that fear of failure?
Thank you so much for asking that. And I think many of you echo this question, right? Thank you once again. So there's always two paths in front of us. Once you fail, you can either give up and explore something new, or once you fail, you can persevere and try harder of whatever you were trying to achieve in the first place. It's up to you what path you wanted to choose. Are you going to explore something else? There's no giving up and sitting on your butt and doing nothing about it. No. You have to keep moving ahead. So in which direction are you moving after a failure is important. Failure is such a overrated aspect. Something interesting that I would like to take up in the next 5 minutes. If I had to draw a graph, right? I'll start with a line. And the line is me when I start my day, right? One of my paper gets published, or I get a good rating for my entire team of 120 people because they performed well in the previous year, and my team rating goes high. I'm elated. My mood lightens up for the next 1 hour. I'm happy for the next 1 hour. During the day, I get into a meeting, I fail my negotiations, and I lose a business. It was a small business, nothing big. And I'm sad for 3 days about it. What does this tell you? A happy uptick in your day can elevate your mood only for a little time, but a failure pulls you down way, way more. Have you guys noticed it? You achieved something, you got good grades in school or college or previous your entrance exams or whatever it is. You were elated for a day or two. Flunk something and tell me how many days you were depressed about it. Many? That is what you need to break. Failures are gonna happen. There are pitfalls out there. And you will fail. Point is, are you gonna stand back up? If the answer is yes, you're good, my friend. As long as you're standing back up, you're good. As long as you're pushing yourself, you're good. As long as you're not stagnant, you're good. It's like the first day in IIEBM. Everybody who came here did not know where the canteen was, did not know where your classrooms were, did not know whom to interact with, did not know where to get the information from. And slowly you started getting it. I ask you today, are you as inquisitive today the way you were on your first day? Why? You're dropping the ball, aren't you? And that, my friends, is the crux of the matter. Be as inquisitive. Ask the silliest of questions that you can ask. Make mistakes. Be as clueless as you were in the first day of IIBM for the rest of your life. And believe me, you will never stagnate ever. As simple as that. Be stupid. Be carefree. Mistakes are there to happen. And that's what makes us human. That's what gives us an upper hand on AI. Because we learn from our mistakes. It doesn't unless we tell it. Right? Cool. So I think I'll stop my download for now. Thank you so much for your time and allowing me to speak with you guys and interact. You guys have been a great audience. The pleasure was all mine. Thank you.
We would like to express our heartfelt gratitude to you, sir, for conducting this incredible and enlightening session. So we will prepare ourselves for the cutthroat competition out there. make passion a part of a life, and learn and develop new skills, and not just relying on the curriculum of the institute. It is evident that students have gained a wealth of knowledge from the valuable experiences you shared, sir, and thoroughly enjoyed the session. We would also like to thank the students for attending and actively participating. We will sincerely appreciate your invaluable insights and eagerly look forward for your next visit to our campus, sir. Thank you, sir.